Hey there, my name is Veronica, and I am so excited to join you for this Anchor podcast today. In this podcast, we are going to be answering 3 voice notes that you, the listener, submitted to me. If you would like your question answered in a future podcast, it's so simple. Download the Anchor app, find me at VeronicaIsles, and send me that voice note. Now, who am I? I am a conscious manifesting coach, and I am based in the great city of Chicago. I'm here to help make your life better. I answer questions on all sorts of things. I specialize in relationships, but I can also help you with your money situation, job situation, your weight, achieve pretty much any dream or any goal. I firmly believe that nothing is impossible. Okay, so you can learn more about me at VeronicaIsles.com. That is where I offer my one-on-one personalized coaching. You can also find hundreds of my videos on YouTube, youtube.com/VeronicaIsles. I'm also on Instagram. So let's get right to it. Question number 1.
Hi Veronica, thank you so much for being this inspiring person who always inspires me. Your videos are amazing. You're just such an amazing person. Thank you so much. Okay, my question is that I've been trying to manifest my SP, and like the first time I started to manifest him, 3 days after that he sent me a message saying I miss you after not talking to me for a few weeks. I thought I was succeeded, but then after that, like, he's been so hot and cold to me, like sometimes super like showing that I am special to him, but then sometimes he's just showing me nothing. So how do I react to this? How do I, like, because it's so hard for me to not react emotionally when he's called to me, and then it's just so difficult. Can you please let me know how to react?
Okay, so first, I'm so glad that I inspire you, and thank you so much for the kind words and the compliments. And I'm happy to help you in trying to manifest this specific person. Now, first of all, I think it is so encouraging that 3 days after you started that you got a message that he, in fact, missed you. I think that this happens a lot. I know that when I was trying to manifest my current boyfriend, I remember I started on a Sunday, and it was actually Tuesday that I got my first indication that it was working. And I remember how pumped up I was. Now, mind you, it took me actually several months, but a few days into it, I got my first indication that, oh my God, something different happened. Wow, this really is working. Now, it is very common after that first breakthrough to experience nothing, and even to experience what seems like it going backwards. So I can totally understand your frustration with the hot and cold behavior, but this is actually completely normal. It's completely natural. Think about it this way. You've just started this new energy, you are manifesting your specific person. It's brand new, it's fresh, it's different. It started to change a little bit, but the old is still the dominant factor in this. So we have to keep in mind that we need to give it time to come together. Now, of course, if someone is acting cold towards you, of course you don't like that. Of course it's hard to ignore, and I never say to ignore it. But when you're emotionally feeling bad about it, remind yourself that this is temporary. Remind yourself that this is, in fact, in change. Remind yourself of the moments where he says, I miss you, where he says things that make you feel so special and so wonderful. So again, it's like losing weight. You're eating healthy, you're working out, you lose 3 pounds, you continue with your formula, and then suddenly you gain a pound back, and you're like, what the hell? But you keep doing it. Like, you don't give up, you don't throw in the towel, you keep doing it. Because again, it'll change. Like, we do not want to feel this as a trigger, because we don't want to react in the same way that signifies that he's always going to act like an asshole and he's always going to act in the unpreferred way. No, we want him to act in the preferred way. So if we react as if, oh gosh, this is forever, why react that way? Why not just comfort yourself through the moment? Imagine this is temporary and imagine he'll give you more hot behavior before you know it. But you can't base your inner state, your inner feelings on needing him to act this way first. You have to present yourself with that cool, calm confidence as if this is the reality that you are attracting for good. And this is how it's done. I did it. You can do it. I helped many other people do it, more than I can even count. So why not you too? Okay, so let's get on to question number 2.
Hey Veronica, so I met this girl one night at work. After getting the courage to finally ask her out, turns out she was taken. Although I eventually managed to manifest her accepting my Facebook request, after turning too obsessive and needy, she eventually blocks me. After making contact a few times, she informs me the third time will be a restraining order. Fast forward a year, and I'm doing much better. I'm focusing on self-love and starting to grasp what this law of attraction thing is all about. But the one thing that keeps holding me back is the whole restraining order thing. Just wondering, is it still possible to attract my specific person?
Well, thank you so much for submitting your question. Now, I think that it is still possible to attract a specific person under these circumstances. However, when someone talks about a restraining order, that means it is a clear indication that you need to let go a lot. Now, it sounds like you admit that you made a lot of sort of needy and desperate mistakes in the beginning. So you can sort of look with the eye of logic as opposed to coming from an emotional space, which is what creates desperation. And you can sort of say, maybe I shouldn't have done those things. Maybe I shouldn't have done these actions that caused her to reach for something like a restraining order. Like, if someone reaches for something like a restraining order, that means that they're sort of exasperated by what you're doing. And that means like, whoa, I need to take a huge step back. So I really think that, again, attracting a specific person is always about you. It's not about that person. So we need to let her go a lot. And what I mean is not sort of the image of wanting her ideally, what your ideal image of her is, but it's almost like that ideal image right now has a desperate vibe attached to it. Even the fact that you're questioning, can this still be done? Yes, it can still be done, but a lot of healing has to occur and a lot of healing from within. So we need to get you into the space where you can feel desirable, where you can feel worthy, where you can feel valuable. All of these things were missing because you were sort of displaying yourself in a very desperate way. But when you reclaim all of those things and you realize that you're the prize, I want her to fight for me. Now you might say, how on earth is that possible when she's like, there's going to be a restraining order if you dare contact me. Well, it is possible. People can turn around, but again, you have to give her different energy to play around with. And basically that means focusing entirely on you. Focusing entirely on you being able to be welcomed and wanted in someone's life. So it's like the exact opposite of someone threatening you with a restraining order. It's this feeling of being warmly accepted, warmly needed, warmly valued. But that's all placing you on the pedestal. Before we had her on the pedestal and you were causing yourself to sort of act in desperate and needy ways that resulted in complete backfiring of the situation. When someone responds in such a way that they're willing to give you a restraining order, that means that, wow, none of the focus was on you. All of the focus was on her. Now, have I seen situations this bad turn around? Yes, I absolutely have. In fact, I know of one in particular where a restraining order was involved and it ended up having a happy ending. I'm sure actually that there are plenty of situations like this and that couples end up laughing about this in the future. Like, do you remember when I threatened a restraining order on you? But again, if you get to this point, it means you totally transformed your inner self. It means you stopped thinking about her. In fact, I would challenge yourself to stop thinking about her for an indefinite amount of time so that when she does contact you, it feels like it was completely her idea, her desire, her wanting to attract you instead of you wanting to attract her. Okay, so I hope this could help. Let's get on to question number 3.
Hi, Veronica. So, What do you do when you become totally and completely discouraged? I just found something out and I'm just ready to give up totally. I'm really, really sad and just, I'm there. I'm almost done. So while I'm right here, what do I do? I've cried it out. I wrote it out. I feel better now, but still, I'm ready to just move on because what do you do? What do I do? Thank you so much for everything you do, Veronica. Okay, peace.
Okay, so I want to start by saying I'm really sorry that you are feeling discouraged, that you found this something out that made you feel totally ready to give up. Now, we've all been there. We've all been trying to manifest something, and we get news or we learn of something, and it almost feels like whatever this news was is so discouraging, so awful that it is proof that what we want can't happen. But that's not true at all. What we want is always possible. However, if you are suddenly feeling just this overwhelming urge to give up, I always say to just sort of set it aside for now. Feel like you've done enough. Like, for example, this person said that, she cried it out, she wrote it out, she feels better, but she feels like she's ready to move on. Okay, move on. And I don't mean give up. I don't mean put the desire in the past. What I mean is move on towards a place where the desire can actually be received. We receive things in the strangest possible of ways. Life is stranger than fiction. The universe works in mysterious ways. So whatever this news, whatever this information is that you found out is not proof that it can't happen. It's just your fear, your vulnerability judging it in this way. Sometimes seemingly bad things have silver linings attached that are actually bringing us to the desire in the most unexpected of ways. So this is why I say judge nothing as bad. However, of course, we're human, we're vulnerable and we're trying to manifest something big. It's super important to us. Our hearts are invested. We don't want discouraging, seemingly discouraging news. We want only encouraging news. The trick is, though, to find all news encouraging. Even things that other people would perceive as bad, we want to still perceive as good. Because again, the road to the desire is the most unexpected route possible. So even in ways that your eyes would perceive you couldn't be farther from the goal, you actually could be closer than you realize. Now, if you feel like I'm done, I'm moving on, move forward to a new place where you're no longer consumed with needing to manifest the desire. You're just sort of pushing it aside for now. You're not giving up. You're just pushing it aside so that you can actually embody you right now who receives a different result. You want to keep pushing forward, moving on, moving forward. This is not giving up. It's not putting your desire in the past, but it's taking care of your needs right now. Like, you can't be so fixated on your desire that you get this particular bit of news and it just destroys your world. Like, it just brings you down. You want to feel uplifted. So sometimes, desires can feel discouraging because you have no idea how on earth, given the current set of circumstances, given the current set of obstacles, how on earth this is going to happen. So you know what? Stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying, confounding your mind so much that you're close to tears. Stop exhausting yourself. Stop trying to fix it. Push it aside. Just aside. To a place where you're sort of surrendering and you're saying, you know what? I'm going to surrender to the highest part of myself, the universe, who is me. And I'm just going to surrender it to a higher source, a higher part of me that can figure this out. I mean, have you ever tried to figure out a jigsaw puzzle and it's like got all these pieces? I mean, there's some of those that are just thousands of pieces. And then you don't even know, did a piece get lost? Because sometimes those pieces are so small that you're like, hey, is a piece missing? Are they actually all here? How on earth am I supposed to put this together? Don't. Let the best part of you handle the work. Let the best part of you put the jigsaw pieces together and figure out where the missing pieces went. Let it happen. Completely allow, completely let go. free yourself from the need of this. Whatever you were trying to manifest, grant yourself the feelings of having that already without actually needing the physical to change. Change within yourself first. Let it go. Don't even think about it at all if that's what you want. Comfort yourself through this moment. Cry it out if you need to, but with the mantra in mind that all good things will find me. Whatever desire I was seeking will find me in the most unexpected of ways. Okay, I hope this could help. Once again, I am Veronica. I'm so excited to have recorded this podcast for you today. I hope all of these questions could help. Now, if you are still waiting for your question to be answered, it will come soon, I promise. You can hear my replays on my YouTube channel, but if you do want to hear the Anchor podcast first, you got to go to Anchor. Anchor.fm/VeronicaIsles. Do also check out my Affirmations app for iPhone. It will transform your world. There is a free version and there is also a paid version. Both are excellent, and I think that you will find it super lovely. Okay, well, if you'd like to contact me, VeronicaIsles@gmail.com is the way to do it. And I hope you have an awesome day.